market. We got Mr. Sage here. We got our water catching back. You want to say hi, Mr. Sage?
Hi.
Hi. We got Miss Key, Mama Key. Oop. Let's flip this way. There we go. And we're gonna do a nice little walkthrough, kind of just showing what's going on. What's going on here? This is my first live. I'm figuring it all out as I go. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, let's start this walkthrough. Come with me, Mr. Sage. Oops. All right. So we're gonna walk through, starting from this side, and we'll see what's going on in here. So right now we have our corn. We have a specialty version type of corn growing right now, and once that comes up, you guys can kind of see what that is. I'm not gonna give it away yet. Got some squash in between there. We got like two sisters kind of going on, and then we do have peanuts actually growing in the rows of the corn. They're kind of getting chewed up by the rodents, but this is actually peanuts here. I'll show you some more of the better grown peanuts. We got some broccoli that should be soon. See the broccoli kind of starting to shoot up here. They're doing very well. Some more of our squash. We got some cabbage. And this is kind of like a tree cabbage. It'll kind of keep growing up tall and starting to provide shade like we were talking about in our last video. It'll provide some shade. This cabbage is actually going to seed. As you can see, like the stalk, the root, the top stalk is starting to grow out, which will provide flowers, and then the bees will be able to come and the seeds will kind of fall once the season's ending. This one's obviously doing the same deal. It's a lot farther in the process. This cabbage, these two cabbage are still good to harvest. So if anybody's looking for cabbage, the ends are a little bit bit. You just take these end leaves off, and the inside is really good to use. Same deal with this one. This one's very healthy. And whenever we harvest stuff, we always try to put things back into the ground. So we ended up just putting some lettuce where the previous cabbage that we harvest from the market was. And then we have tomatoes here, our cherry tomatoes, our Chadwick cherry tomatoes, which are still green at the moment and should be getting red pretty soon. And then down here we have our heirloom tomatoes and our beefsteak tomatoes that are a lot larger. And looks like this one we'll have to toss. Something got into it, a bird. Very juicy. Yep, the birds and the bugs got to it before we did. But so this one is actually, this is I'm gonna have to look back at my my seed list. This is a tie-dye. Yep, tie-dye tomato. Hello, Andrew. This is our tie-dye tomato. I'm actually gonna put my mic on in a second so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying better. And we have our ladies sunbathing over here. They like to find this spot right under the shaded table, and it's nice and dusty here. So you can definitely, we kind of grow in a very clay heavy zone. As you can see, like there's a lot of dust and clay here, but they love it. It works for them, and we're maintaining our garden to provide better soil for our garden. Using mulch, wood chips, and it really works. So back to our tomatoes. These are, yeah, you'll see that kind of the bottoms will start to look like this. This one I had to pluck, but the bottoms will start to do the same thing. They'll turn red and they'll give a really, really beautiful color. So more, this is actually a weed here. I'm gonna pull this. These are the peanuts that I was mentioning. They're actually flowering now, and what will happen is once the flowers droop down, they'll touch the soil, and then the peanuts will grow basically in the soil. They're not like really they grow in the ground. They don't grow from the roots like a lot of people think, but they do grow tubers, and they'll hopefully multiply, and we'll get a bunch of peanuts. And we're growing that with our three sisters as our third sister, which provides nitrogen for our corn. Instead of using beans, some people like stalk beans to grow up the corn. We like to use peanuts because we actually eat a lot of peanuts. I actually eat a lot of peanuts. But we will be planting beans today later on. So this corn is doing crazy, doing very well. Looks like the fireflies like sitting on the corn too, which is not a problem with me. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to run a line on these tomatoes to pick them up off the ground because this isn't gonna work. This is my walking area. More flowers. We'll just tickle those flowers, and I'll walk the other direction. All right. Say what's up again. I'm Atiba. This is the Noble Market walkthrough. I'm just gonna show kind of what we have growing, and I'm gonna throw my mic on because I know it's very noisy and you probably can't even hear me that well. So let me throw my mic on and just give me one more second. I'll do the rest of the walkthrough. Show you guys the bees, the chicken coop, and the rainwater system, rainwater catchment. Say it again. The peanuts, he can have them. This is Mr. Sage getting into the peanuts right now. These are some of the ones we planted. Oop. Some of the ones we planted last week. Oh, he just put them down. The tomato? What? Huh? Oh, this on? Hello, Jorge Quinones. You see the tomato? Look at this tomato. It got eaten by the bugs and the birds. But we're gonna get some soon. It's very drippy. Let's get this mic on. You gonna eat it? You gonna bite it? Is it yummy? Do you want to take a bite? I'm okay. You bite it. Yeah. It's food. It's food, Papa. You? You're not a tomato fan, yeah. All right, let's get this mic on.
Only in his chickpeas.
Go. Thanks, Papa. All right. Yeah, I'm live still. Here, you take the camera.
I'm
Show them what you're doing.
I am just trying to de-weed this row here. We just harvested some garlic last weekend.
A lot of garlic.
A lot of garlic from this row. And we replenished it with some peanuts. So I'm just trying to take the weeds out. And Ohaji is clapping. Sage is clapping. He likes reggae music.
All right, and we're back. Let me grab this then. Thank you. This is our first live. All right, so I was gonna show you guys the coop, and then I'll show you guys the rainwater catchment, and I'll show you the bees. So jumping over this way and turn this back this way. Boom. So we actually just kind of replaced some of the deep litter method that we're using, some of the wood chips and the sawdust and the pine shavings. So we got 2 hens in there. They're probably going to be laying, so I won't disturb them too much. I'll try to keep it quiet. Let me see. My mic's still not on. And mic's on now. There we go. Check, check, check. Nice. Okay. This is where we feed. This is one of our feeders. We keep it inside, especially during the winter when food is scarce. Other animals like to find food, and they will come right inside the coop. Small rodents will try to do that. So we make sure that we keep everything inside the hen house area, the hen coop, instead of leaving it here. But just we basically leave some out for them here to eat. Pond cleaning, I'm actually gonna probably work on that when I come off of live. This is where our ducks can jump in and get a nice swim. We have water there for them, which they clearly finished, and then this water also needs to be replaced. And then in the back, I have a water system that I need to work on a little bit more. The chickens and the ducks will jump on this line, and I just need to figure a way that they will not do that. And then when they do that, obviously it just kind of tilts and it makes the system not function properly. So I was mentioning systems in my last video. I'm big on systems because then it makes less work for me. They do require maintenance though. That's one of the parts of the process that they need to be maintained. So I'm gonna jump in the back of the coop here, show you kind of what that looks like. We just have the piping going directly into the coop, and it's connected to this rain barrel, and there's gutters on top, and that's all to basically stop the leaves from above getting in there, although the leaves still end up getting in a little bit. And then we have a filter on top. All right, we'll jump over to the rain barrel, the rain cistern. I'll try to do a quick explanation. It's actually on right now. This is where all the equipment's at. So in here we have, let's see if I can tilt this. In here we have our solar charge controller. The solar panel is on the roof of the house and it comes down. It actually goes right into this connection right here. This connection right here actually. This is where the battery, which is a lead acid battery, 12 volt battery, almost like a car battery. It charges and it powers everything else in the system. And then this is where the output's at. This is a C-flow inline on-demand pump. And the on-demand means that it's only generating or using power when something is causing it to turn on. And that something that's causing it to turn on is this right here, which we have 13 minutes left on. This turns on, I think, every six hours. And it tells the system to turn on, to function, to pump water from here. As you can see, the water levels are going up. This is a filter that I also need to clean out. He said, "Watch that tomato." Yeah, we gonna definitely toss that tomato. I'll give it to the chickens actually. They'll probably tear that up. But this is turned on. This is basically a hookup that I set up. We had to go from, what was this? I think it was 2 inches down to 1 3/4, down to 1 1/2, down to 1, down to 3/4, and then this is these tubes, and then basically this is down, 3/4 here, a spigot where I can open this up and allow water to come out. Actually, let me make sure this is on. Honestly, you might just be out of water. I think that's what it is. This is out of water. Finally. But basically, this will pull water from here, and then this is a 1/2-inch hose, which goes back into a 3/4, and then it goes back into a 1/2-inch hose into the garden, which drips all the way through those rows, kind of loops back through these rows, and all the way down here. So you can see these wet spots are where the water is dripping into the ground, And like I mentioned, I think the pump is actually the tank is actually out right now, but that's not an issue. We'll deal with that. We'll get some more rain. We will get more rain soon. One thing I actually also have to check on is to make sure that the end caps didn't pop off. Sometimes these end caps of the drip tape will pop off. And I think that might be why the tank could be empty. And that is exactly what happened. This end cap was off. So all of our water ended up getting to these tomatoes, which is not a problem, but it won't be getting to the rest of our garden. I'm actually going to be replacing this because I think this is faulty. I'll replace this one today. So let's show you guys the chickens chilling over here. They found their little sand bath, dust bathing area, sand bathing area. The chickens over here doing the same thing. And then my ducks in the back. Find their nice little cool area on this hot day. I believe it's about 89. Is it 81? About 80 degrees today. I'm really excited about these peaches too. They're still small, but I can't wait till they're ready to pick. We put some clay on these to kind of deter pests and disease. That's why they're white like that. They have healthy edible. We'll rinse those off with water. Got some bags falling. We'll pick these up and we'll put these on some of the other peaches. And that is the walkthrough. That is basically what's going on here. Oh, the bees. Can't forget the bees. They're doing pretty well back there. I got to chop some of that down. But it also kind of it forces them to go one direction, which I don't mind. I don't know if they don't like it. It gives them a little bit of shade. I'm in their flight path. Let me back up a little bit. But we welcome these bees. And we have a corn that ended up growing over here. I think we ended up planting this. We were trying to plant sunflowers over here, and we probably dropped corn in our seed starting tray and ended up planting that over there accidentally. But we'll see. Maybe we have a harvest of corn, an additional piece of corn to harvest over there. I'll show you what Michaela's doing over here in the garden. How's it going? Picking weeds. Tedious work. Not all about gardening is glamorous. Mr. Sage over here dealing with the peanuts. You want water? Yeah. Daddy's got to work on that so we can collect more water. All dirty and sweaty. So I put some water inside here, and you can see some of the peanuts are sprouted. Let me see if I can pick one up and show you guys. Just wet it for about an hour, and I just let it kind of sit before we planted it. But these are the sprouts, and these are literally just store-bought peanuts. These aren't any type of crazy anything crazy. These are just store-bagged peanuts, raw peanuts, not unsalted, and we plant them in our garden. They're originally from Virginia. They're obviously for this climate. I know, he's mad I took his peanuts. Here, let's feed these birds this tomato. Come, Papa, let's go. Are you gonna stay with the peanuts? He's probably gonna stay right here. Let's see who will eat this. I bet you. Where's she at? I think she's actually laying right now. Will you try this? Let me set this up on the ground. Not interested. Let's see if anybody else would eat them. The ducks are like, heck nah. Anybody want tomatoes? Will you try some tomatoes? Not me. How about you, Miss Ma'am? All right, well, I'll leave them there. They'll figure it out. We're gonna come off live, but we'll show you the progress. I'm probably gonna do a nice little before and after video when I first started the Noble Market, when I first started these garden rows, and what it's at right now. Also thinking about hopping on Twitch. My best friend mentioned that to me, so I'm gonna look into that. So if you want to follow me from here to Twitch, please do so. Oh, let me show you this one last piece actually. We ended up, one of our friends gifted us a bunch of bamboo she's growing and she's drying out. So we just made a nice little trellis, tomato trellis with the bamboo. And I think we're gonna start incorporating more. Oh, wonderful.
And some garlic. I told her she
Yay.
could have the braided garlic
Yeah.
in the front there.
I brought some.
You brought
Yeah,
garlic?
I brought some.
So we'll talk to her after.
Nice.
He took a tumble, him
Oh,
and the peanuts.
nice.
It was a bad tumble.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go get cleaned up. Oh, hi.
Okay. I'm gonna come off live and we'll sell some cabbage and some garlic, and then we'll work on the farm. We're gonna be doing some, like I mentioned, I gotta do a little bit of maintenance,
I think Ohio
work in the coop.
some stuff to say.
What you got to say, man? Keep going. You was talking all talk.
He said, just kidding.
Okay.
Okay, let's go get cleaned up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining our live, and I'm sure we'll be doing more lives. We'll probably try to jump on a live every Saturday. And like I mentioned, I might even just switch over from YouTube Live to a Twitch account, so you guys can kind of, if you would like to, you can follow me in that direction. And that is pretty much it. Let me flip this camera this way. So peace out from the Noble Market. Glad of you guys. Appreciate you guys jumping in, tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.